5 deep breaths if you can. This is a pose you want to stay in for a while to get the benefit. And then when you're ready, we're going to straighten the arms and place the left hand in the center of the chest. Right arm reaches towards the sky. Standing split twists. And then if you want to reach back for the far end of the swing, thumb up, you can deepen the twist. This is a big stretch, so only go as far as it feels good for today. And then we're going to just come into a half moon. What we do is we pick up our left hand and we let ourselves spin out to the left. So in this position, my left toes have to turn towards the side. So I spin on my toes to get the pose. And then I'm going to shimmy up the swing with my right hand. I'm going to reach up as high as I can so I can release my left fingertips and float. Now while I'm floating, I really like to stretch the neck and shoulders here. So roll the head around. Find that place where you can get a free adjustment. Make sure the hips and the chest are facing forward. And this should feel really good. And then lower down when you're ready. Just both hands come down. Nice and easy today. No flips. And then walk your hands back through center. So we go through our standing splits. Start to bend the right knee. Foot comes down towards the glutes. And then go ahead and release towards the floor and walk it into a down dog. So in our down dog, we're going to sway a little bit from side to side again. Notice you can do loop-de-loops and figure eights and all kinds of circles and shapes. Just let the hips explore in this space. Just go freestyle for a little bit. Now when you're doing the circles, it feels good, but it's also an intense massage on the hip flexors. So if that feels like too much, be really gentle and slow about it. Or the more that you get big with the undulations, with the swaying, then the more intense the massage gets. It's more like rolfing than massage, but it's working out all the tension in the connective tissue and the fascia. Good. And then we're going to walk our feet wide in the center of the mat for wide straddle. Just rock back and forth a little bit, heel to toe. Drop your head. Make sure you're lengthening from the sit bones. And then go ahead and reach back for the ankles. So, heels out, toes in. Yep, really good. And then pull straight down, chest towards the knees. Not your head, but your chest. The chest. So head stays in line with the body. It's a really important distinction. And so we're still kind of floating here, so go ahead and rock a little bit forward and backwards on the toes. Really good. Okay, one more time, coming back into our floating leaf. Rocking back and forth, I want to pull up. So this is like chaturanga arms, right? So we're coming through plank pose, and then I want to bring elbow to, well, we'll bring the knee to the elbow. Elbows will stay where they are. So I just pull forward and backwards in the space really gentle. And if you can, yeah, feet are no higher than the hips. So we're in a plank pose. And we're just undulating. We're swaying from side to side. But use your core. So if you try to stick the landing when you pull forward, you'll notice the engagement through the obliques. So that's what we're working right now, is the obliques. And then if you want to get fancy, have some fun with it, pull both knees in and do the frog leap into crow pose. You might get a little cracking in the hips. We're not used to this swimming movement, that's okay. And if you try to hold when we get forward, it's also really challenging. You'll notice it's very hard to hold a pose when momentum is pulling you back in the other direction. Ah, really good. Rehook the feet. Hands come to the front of the mat. And we're going to do some baby chaturangas. So elbows squeeze in towards one another. So it's not push-ups, it's chaturangas. So the elbows are in. Make sure that you keep your chest straight over your hands. Straight up and down. See if you can do 10 of those. A little upper body strength, even though we're opening the back. That looks great. Good job. Okay, and then let's walk the hands to the center of the mat and make them into handstand push-ups a little bit harder. So the first thing we're going to do is tuck. So we hook our feet and we tuck. So our hips are right over our shoulders. So we practice handstand. And then if you want, as you come down, come into a push-up position. So now the elbows are going to go out wide into handstand push-ups. Much harder. Yeah. Good. All right. Then come back down onto the forearms and we're going to rest in a headstand. So go ahead and create the tripod. Elbows right under the shoulders, interlacing the fingers. Plant the crown of the head down. And you can have like an arched spine here, or you can walk yourself towards center and pull your hips up over your head to make it a little bit more challenging. It's still pretty easy to hang out in a headstand in this position, but just to see which one feels good to you. You can be a little bit more relaxed, or you can be a little bit more engaged. Play around with it a little bit so you can push the crown of the head into the earth. You really want to get the pineal gland activated in our headstand. So even though there's not a whole lot of weight on the top of the head, we push down. Good. Let's take 5 breaths here. You can also let the knees slide towards the chest. So you can release the feet. Just make sure the knees are heavy. And then we're going to slowly extend the legs towards the earth, back through folded leaf. Onto the forearms. And one more time, we're going to pull ourselves forward. Wide straddle. Land the feet. Grab the ankles, heels out, toes in slightly. In this one, we're just going to bend one knee and then the other knee and alternate. So walk it out a little bit. And we're going to release the ankles, come forward. So I'm going to keep tension on the swing, and I'm going to keep walking forward so I can come up through angel wings. So come all the way up. We're strengthening the back with this one. So if you want to try it, we're going to go through angel wings and then go through just a couple flying salutations. So these are more challenging, so be easy about it if you can. So we praise the sky. And then we exhale and we dive in for a forward fold. So you can hold on to the ankles for one more time in the forward fold. And then you place the hands down by the feet, you lift the feet, and then you press back. Just going to change positions here with my mats. Oh no, it just got slippery, so we're changing it up. So, hands are pressing down, legs are wide, and we're in our wide straddle upside down dog. So then I'm going to inhale and I'm going to pull forward. I'm going to land my feet. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, grab for the ankles again. So we're going to inhale, we're going to come up through angel wings. So if you reach up towards the sky, it's really hard on the back. So just keep them wide if you want to be easy about it. Exhale, let yourself dive in. Grab for the ankles. Inhale, look up. Exhale, press back. So the hands are going to be in the middle of the mat. And then the feet are wide and heavy. So no higher than the hips for this one. And then we're going to inhale here. Exhale, pull forward. Land in our flying salutations. Press back. So the big stretch is pressing back. So after we press back, we use that momentum to come up. So we inhale, come up through angel wings. So those are really challenging. So it only goes far and as deep as it feels good for the back for today. And one more time, we're going to release back down. Hands land by the feet. You can pull in. It's a nice way to get a big stretch. Place the fingertips down by the toes, lift the feet, and press back. Sway a little bit from side to side here. Just play in the space. This is really good for opening up the side body. So we call this swagger. Get a little more swagger in your swing. It's nice when the mat is sticky, otherwise you could slide out here. Awesome. And then we're going to let ourselves come forward one last time. Land it. Drop into a forward fold. And then we're going to inhale up through angel wings. See if you can use your back to come up. Yeah. Beautiful. Hold on to the swing. Come to stand. Whew. Let's do some hip stretches and some core strengthening with our upright position. Okay. Really good. Swing is above the low back, behind the heart. And then let's go right into floating Buddha. So floating Buddha is with the leg loops at the ankles. Yay. Let's go ahead and clasp the hands behind the head, flare the elbows out, and sway a little bit from side to side. Nice deep breaths. Hips heavy, heart open. That's the tractioning through the front of the spine. We're dropping the hips, and then we lift the heart, and we get this length through the whole torso. So we have these two opposing directions happening in the body using gravity. So we're going to just revisit our pigeon pose. So we're going to come into the floating pigeon. Let's go ahead and do the right leg. I'm going to switch it now that we're facing the same direction. We're facing each other. Cool. So I'll say it backwards. Roll the ankle around. Just unwind the tension in the leg. Drop the hips. The more that we pull the foot in, the deeper the stretch. So decide how far you want to go in the pose for today. Let's just do a little short one there. We'll come back. And then left knee bends. Grab and release. So release the hips down towards the ground and then pull the foot in. These two motions are really important to do simultaneously. If we're pressing the hips up and pulling in, we're not getting the same stretch. It's okay, but this would be better. Yay. And then just drop. And then come on back to the first side, so bend the right knee in. So now we're going to go deeper. So now we're going to help the knee in towards the body. Drop the hips, pull in. With my right hand, pulling the right knee in. And then I have my right hand pushing the right knee down. So when you push the knee down, you're stretching across the iliac crest. It's a totally different stretch. And we're going to release that. Again, revisiting each leg a couple times will help the body ease into the stretch. So we pull the knee in with the left hand. And then we're going to push the knee down. When we push the knee down, We're getting across this little band here into the piriformis, which is a really, really tight muscle and something